The old man told the story about the years gone by. How he played his horn in New Orleans and some old dingy died. I knew 'em all back then, he said. He reached out for his horn, closed his eyes, wet his lips, then the blues was born. He played with so much feeling, the tears came in his eyes. He stopped and reminisced a bit, then he gave a sigh. He said, you know, I almost made it. That's before your time. Dixieland, poor folks blues, Scatman Jack and wine. Slapped his knee and gave a grin, said it sure was good back then. Reaching for the horn upon the floor, placed it in an old tote sack he slung across his back. He said goodbye and shuffled out the door. Enthused by what he told me, I never got his name. I called the waitress over, started to explain. The tired old man, the tarnished horn, the memories of days gone by. How he played his horn and reminisced, smiled through tear-dimmed eyes. She said, you are mistaken, there's been no one but you. I know who you're talking about, I used to know him too. You'll find him down on Basin Street, back of an old churchyard. A stone that reads, rest in peace. I tried, but it sure was hard. Slapped his knee and gave a grin, said it sure was good back then. Reaching for the horn upon the floor, placed it in an old tote sack he slung across his back. He said goodbye and shuffled out the door. He said goodbye, shuffled out the door. Midnight, I spent another lonely day thinking of you. Midnight, tomorrow is on its way, empty and blue. And I'm so lonesome, so lonely at midnight for you. Midnight, what a lonely time to weep, I ought to know. Midnight, I should have been fast asleep hours ago. Still I'm crying, crying 'cause I need you so. midnight. Tomorrow is on its way, empty and blue. But still I'm crying at midnight for you. She was a flower for the taking, her beauty cut just like a knife. He was a banker from Macon, swore he'd love her all of his life. Built a mansion on a mountain, formal garden and lots of land. But paradise became her prison. That Georgia banker was a jealous man. Every time he'd think about her, you could see the fire in his eyes. Said I would walk through hell on Sunday to keep my rose in paradise. Hired a man to tend the garden, keep an eye on her when he was gone. Some say they ran away together, some say that gardener left alone. Now the banker is an old man, the garden tumbling down. Sits all day and stares at the garden, not a trace of her was ever found. Every time he talk about her, you could see the fire in his eyes. Said I'd walk through hell on Sunday to keep my rose in paradise. Now there's a rose out in the garden, its beauty cuts just like a knife. They say it even grows in the wintertime and only blooms in dead of night. The sun goes down in Calvin County, neon lights from an old beer sign shine through the window out on the sidewalk. As I walked in just to pass some time, I looked around, sat down at a table, ordered beef on rye and a glass of wine. Through the door came a little old lady. She was selling paper roses, they only cost a dime. paper roses, paper roses. She sold you paper roses, they only cost a dime. Silver hair that's lost its gold, trembling hand as she held the rose. Red cake paper made nature's bouquet. They came alive as I heard her say, buy my roses, paper roses. They only made of paper, they only cost a dime. I took the rose from a trembling hand. With eyes of age, she smiled and walked away. Like a breath of spring, I could smell the rose. It came alive as I heard her say, buy my roses, paper roses. They're only made of paper, they only cost a dime. I went to look for her outside. A spray of roses lay by her side. The sky lit up and the choir sang. 1,000 voices as the church bells rang. They cried roses, paper roses. She sold you paper roses, they only cost a dime. You left me and you went away. Said you'd be back in a day. You've broken all your promises, left me here alone. Well, I don't know why you did, dear. I do know that you're gone. I'm walking the floor over you. I can't spend a life, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you. Well, darling, you know I love you well. I love you more than I could ever tell. I thought you wanted me and always would be mine. You went away and left me with trouble on my mind. I'm walking the floor over you. Can't sleep a wink, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you. Someday you may be lonesome too. Walking the floor is good for you. Just keep right on a walking, won't hurt you none to cry. Remember that I love you, will until I die. And I'm walking the floor over you. can't sleep a wink, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two, walking the floor over you. Blue, stay away from me. Blue, why don't you let me be? I don't know why you keep on haunting me. Love was never meant for me. True love was never meant for me. Seems somehow we never can agree. Tears, so many I can't see. Years don't mean a thing to me. Bringing back your love that used to be. Blue, stay away from me. Blue, why don't you let me be? I don't know why you keep on haunting me. He walked into the bar, draped his lengthy frame upon a tall boss stool, and a long soft southern drawl. Said, I'd have a glass of anything that's cool. A barroom girl with hard and knowing eyes slowly looked in, up and down. And she thought, I wonder how that country bumpkin finds his way to town. She said, hello, country bumpkin. How's the frost out on the pumpkin? I've seen some sights, but man, you're something. Where'd you come from, country bumpkin? Just a short year later, on a bed of joy-filled tears, yet death like pain, into this wondrous world of many wonders, one more wonder came. The woman's face was wrapped up in a joyful look of love and happiness, as she marveled at the warm and soft cuddly boy child nursing at her breast. She said, hello, country bumpkin. Fresh as frost out on the pumpkin. I've seen some sights, but babe, you're something. Mama loves her country bumpkin. 40 years of hard work later, in a simple, quiet, and peaceful country place, the heavy hand of time did not erase the look of wonder from the woman's face. She was lying on her deathbed, knowing fully well her race was nearly run, but she gently smiled and looked into the sad eyes of her husband and her son. She said, "So long, country bumpkins. Frost is gone now from the pumpkin. I've seen some sights and life's been something. See you later, country bumpkin." I called her today and accidentally mistake her name, slipped out to the phone. Forgotten old feelings, a brand new. I'm right back where I've always been. She's just an old turned memory. Now I seldom see her around. She's just an old turned memory, but she still turns my world upside down. I went to some places I knew she would be, just to prove my love was over and done. The moment her eyes touched mine, I knew my heartache had only begun. She's just an old turned memory. Now I seldom see her around. She's just an old turned memory, but she still turns my world upside down. Yeah, she still turns my world upside down. Walk through this world with me, go where I go, share all my dreams with me. I made you so. In this world we search, and sometimes we'll find. I've looked for you a long, long time, and now that I found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand, walk through this world with me. Walk through this world with me, go where I go, share all my dreams with me. I need you so. In this world we search, sometimes we'll find. And I've looked for you a long, long time. And now that I find you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand, walk through this world with me.
All right.
I guess I'll take a walk tonight. I know that I can't sleep, and I won't go to bed at all. I just lay there and weep. Instead I'll hit my favorite spot. Think that's what I'll do. I got those smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee blues. Smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee all night long, wondering how a love so right could suddenly be wrong. Well, I bet there's lots of people know the miseries I go through. Got those smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee blues. Sitting at a table where I'd carve a baby's name, wondering how our love went wrong, wondering who's to blame. Listening to the jukebox play the songs that make me blue. Another cup of coffee, a cigarette or two. Smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee all day long, wondering how a love so right could suddenly be wrong. I bet there's lots of people know the miseries I go through. I got those smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee blues. Got those old smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee blues. At my door, the leaves are falling, and the cold wild wind will come. Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. I go out on a party, and I look for a little fun. Then I find a darkened corner, 'cause I still miss someone. I never got over the blue eyes. I see them everywhere, and I feel those arms cotton fields at home. I dreamed about my mother, sister, dad, and brother. Dreamed about that girl who's waited for so long. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Lord, I wanna go home. Home folks think I'm big in Detroit City. From the letters that I write, they think I'm fine. By day I make the calls, by night I make the balls. If only they could read between the lines. I rode a freight train north to Detroit City. After all these years I find I'm wasting time. I take my foolish pride on a southbound freight ride. Go back to all the loved ones who are waiting there behind. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Lord, I wanna go home. Ready? One by one, they're turning out the lights. I've been feeding that old jukebox just to hold you tight. Guess it's for the best. I just put in my last dime. Heard you whisper, we'll meet again, another place, another time. Chairs are stacked all over tables. It's closing time, they say. I could wait right here forever if they don't let me stay. Any place would be much better than that old lonely room of mine. Another night waiting for another place, another time. Won't that old room of mine be a lonely place to be after I've been holding her so close to me? Won't that old stairway be a little bit hard to climb to a sleepless night waiting for another place, another time? Won't that old room of mine be a lonely place to be after I've been holding her so close to me? Won't that old stairway be a little bit hard to climb to a sleepless night waiting for another place, another time, to a sleepless night waiting for another place, another time. I go out late most every night until closing time, trying to find a way to drink your memory off my mind. Even if it goes just right, I never make a bet, but sometimes I get lucky and forget. Sometimes I can close my eyes, you're not standing there, constantly reminding me how much you used to care. Losing you is one thing I'll always regret. Sometimes I get lucky and forget. Sweet rosé and burgundy just lead to scotch and rye. Sometimes I feel so bad, I hang my head and cry. No, it ain't been easy for me, I'm not over you yet, but sometimes I get lucky and regret. Sometimes I can close my eyes, you're not standing there, constantly reminding me how much you used to care. Loving you is one thing I'll always regret. Sometimes I get lucky and forget. Sometimes I get lucky